Welcome to this episode of Man Talk Real Talk, where we have with us someone that I actually think is a real positive influence in the community. You see this? He is the owner of Get Juiced, a juice bar in Tooting Market.
Yes, it's Tooting Market.
Tooting Market. And he's a young entrepreneur. He's a nutrition expert. So anything for men, for people in general, he's like an encyclopedia. Awesome, well-rounded young man who's doing some great things in the community and doing some great things for himself. So I'd like to introduce to you Leon Morant. How you doing, Leon?
Doing very well, thank you.
Yeah, good.
Lovely introduction.
Hey, you can pay me later. So you started off as an IT technician.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you suddenly branched out and you become this amazing businessman owning Get Juiced. You see these plugs that I'm putting out there, Get Juiced. Okay. Tell us about your journey. Tell us about the things that have happened to you from maybe your youth to where you are right now.
So, starting from my youth, I was very active as a child. Where I lived, there was a play area. So, a lot of my childhood was in the play area, kicking ball, jumping over fences, just running around, beating up bushes and like getting lost in the forest and stuff like that. So, I'd say that my focus as a child was more on play. I wasn't as academic as some children may be brought up to be. Focus on the books and the studies and don't go outside and read. And I had a lot of playtime.
Right.
And I think that influenced as a person from an early age. From a young age, I wasn't academic.
Right.
It wasn't a focus for me, something that I enjoyed because I had the other side. I enjoyed running wild and kicking ball and doing all the things that I feel like we should be doing as children. It only came to me later in life why I would struggle to sit down and be still and, do exams and write down long assignments and read and all these things, because I had so much energy inside of me that just wanted to get up and go. And then I found a hobby of building things. I used to build speakers.
Right.
And then it went into building computers. And then it was like understanding how they work, how I can make them faster, how I can increase the memory. And that journey led me onto my passion for IT and, fixing and repairing computers. Again, I didn't do very well in school with my GCSEs. They were pretty low grades throughout. College, I think I lasted a year at college. I didn't really have much interest. I did computing there. But then I've had the opportunity to do a training scheme. So it was like practical work alongside studying, which suited me a lot more because I was, going to different sites, repairing machines. I was actually at UCL, University College London, their IT department there. I'm really grateful they gave me the opportunity to be there. Going out to different sites, different departments, working with different people. We pioneered like video lectures at the time. It was like one of the first video lectures in the world. It was for like BT. So I helped to administrate that. Then I found myself spending a lot of idle time on computer screens. And again, I had this urge. I wanted to move. So that then led me on to traveling, exploring the world. While you're on the computer, you'll see pictures of like a beach in Jamaica or, a mountain in Kenya or all these different things. So from seeing those images, I was like, wow, there's a whole world out here. I need to go and explore. So then I decided I would, after the training scheme, use the money that I saved up to go traveling.
Okay.
So then I went traveling for, I think the first stint was like a year and a half. I did some work along the way, and then I did another stint, probably another year, explored like South America, Southeast Asia, New Zealand, Canada, Africa, like different parts of the world. While doing that, I got into rock climbing.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I was introduced to it by this crazy German guy who once basically made me free fall without warning.
Without warning.
Yeah.
What did that feel like?
It felt like I was about to die.
Oh.
So, but you imagine you're 30 meters up and somebody decides that when you're coming down, they're going to let about 5 to 10 meters of slack go at one time. So you just, and it's like your worst nightmare. It's like being in a lift and it just crashing to the ground.
Oh.
But he had his foot on it, so it locked into place. Yeah, no.
So you're all dependent on his foot.
Yeah, basically, my life was in his foot's hands.
Oh dear.
It was in his foot, not in his hands.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Let's pause there a minute, but let's talk more about your childhood, because in your childhood, you said you were adventurous and you realised
climbing over fences and climbing up trees and stuff. So yeah, it's interesting climbing.
It's quite a link there, isn't it?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. So what do you think contributed to you wanting to be freer and not wanting to be sort of locked in a classroom scenario? Or how would you describe that?
I think some people are more academic than others, and some people, they're very active and very mobile. You've got some natural athletes out there. Mm-hmm. I'd say I've got essence of that. And it's like, I feel at my best when I'm moving. There's a freedom in that.
Yeah.
And I feel restricted when I'm in one place, in front of the screen, for example.
Okay. Before we started filming and so on, you mentioned about the issues that you had in the classroom and so on. What was the thing that you discovered about yourself?
I discovered when you are different, can't sit still, when you're not academic, then you will be labeled as a troublesome child or a problem. And it's not one, book suits all. The way this system is designed, it is basically that. And they want you to get in line. Otherwise, it's disposable, you're rubbish. You're going to turn out to be nothing. You're a nobody. Which isn't the case. And everyone has a gift and a purpose. The way the system is, it's not focused on that. It's focused on how you're best going to be a worker. It's not about your gift and your purpose. Whoa.
Did you hear that? It's not about your gift and your purpose. Purpose. We're going to talk about purpose and your gifts. So what did they label you at school as then?
Well, I got labelled as dyslexic.
Dyslexic. Okay.
And it's interesting because it knocked my confidence. Being told you can't read, you can't write, X, Y, and Z. You feel like maybe there's something wrong with you. Why is it everyone else can, but I can't? But as a child, you don't realize that not everyone is living the same experience as you. Growing up now, I know there's kids that couldn't go outside and they were restricted to reading and to doing homework. That can obviously influence you to be more academic.
So you mentioned that you're gifted. What gifts do you feel that you have, and how have those gifts that you discovered contributed to you becoming the owner of Get Juiced? Okay. And this entrepreneur that you are now, I know you own properties and so on, other things. What is it that's made you become that person? You mentioned about the travel and so on. Let's catch up with that now. So how did the travel have an impact on you being this creative person that you are?
Yeah, I guess it's the ability or the opportunity to go back to zero, like my inner core, my true self. And I think it takes time. It took me time personally, actually, to find that. And it was about being in environments where there's no noise, there's no distraction, there's no pollution, there's no unnatural foods, processed foods. It's literally everything that's provided is from the land. The air is unpolluted. There's no cars. The water's from the land. Natural sunlight. When you come out of a place so busy like London, for example, you may not see the moonlight.
Wow.
I didn't even know that was a thing. And then in Brazil, the moon's shining, and I realized I can see over the yonder, but everything's just blue and grey. I was like, I can actually see everything right now, just from the moonlight. So when the moon shines, you can actually see as clear as day, but without colour. It's like just grey and blue.
Isn't it amazing when you live in a city like London and you don't actually realise that there's areas that you're missing out on, and it's only when you leave the space that you're in and go into those places, you actually take notice of detail.
Yeah.
Whereas in London, it's such a fast pace.
There's so much stimulus.
Yeah. That's a great word.
Stimulus.
Yeah,
there's so much stimulus.
Things just go by and we don't even take notice of it. Oh, there's actually a moon up there. I can see stars. Nature kind of opens itself up to you.
Definitely.
Because you're now focused on different things.
Yeah. I've got an analogy for that as well, actually.
Okay.
So basically, when you're in certain environments, you can see the stars really clearly. And it came to me one day that when you're staring at the stars, you're actually reflecting on yourself, because I believe we are one. It's a reflection. When you're in an environment where there is no light pollution, like, street lights, there's no air pollution from the cars, you can see it over London, and you've got the time and the space to actually look at the sky, you'll notice the stars are a lot brighter. You'll see more stars as well. And that's also a reflection on ourselves. So those environments actually allow you to see more of yourself.
Wow.
It's that clarity. Yeah.
Oh, expand on that. How do you see more of yourself?
This is my belief. This is my analogy. Like, when you're looking at the stars, you're actually looking at a part of you. And this is why they have time to reflect when they're staring at the stars. They have time to be present, and they get clarity, and they align with so many things as well. And a part of our ability to see them is depending on the environment that you're in. So when you're in an environment where there's light pollution, air pollution, you're not going to see as many. But then also that affects how clearly we can tune into ourselves, how clearly we can hear our internal voice, and how much energy we can absorb from that environment that we're in. I think it's a reflection of that.
How does it work with you?
Yeah, so, being in those environments, going under a waterfall,
natural waterfall.
Not natural waterfall, and, drinking natural water, 'cause everything's vibration. So it's like, surely when you're in that environment and everything is vibrating at a natural resonance or frequency, that's what you're going to then embody. So then when you now embody that, there's a level of clarity that you get that you may not experience as easily in this environment. There's ways, obviously, people do meditation, they do yoga, they do breath work, and, all these self-healing practices, which you may not have to do in some environments because you're going to experience that a lot more.
When you said you was in Brazil, I remember you was explaining to me, it was pitch black. You had a moment of clarity that you described earlier. Tell me a bit more about what you discovered in those moments.
With the moonlight, or in regards to the stars? In
regards to the stars, the darkness that you was in, pitch black and so on. How did that have an impact on you?
Because in those moments, all you can do is be present, be grateful. And it makes you check your values in life.
I love that.
And what you appreciate.
I love that.
And there's a peace that comes with it. You seldom experience that when you're constantly stimulated and you're worrying about, things that are outside of your control. Simple ones like a parking ticket or a bill or a letter that comes in the post. Like all these things that we have to deal with, we have to, you know, actually take a moment to think and reflect. There is a lot of stimuli in this environment. You wouldn't realize you're going through it sometimes until you step out, and then your body starts to relax. You know, people go on holiday for this reason. After doing it for a long period of time, that's what helped me get that clarity that I feel like I needed in order to bring through this identity or this new purpose. Yeah.
Identity and purpose. So we've gone from gifting to purpose, now to identity.
To touch on gift, excuse me.
That's fine, let's go.
So the gift I believe that I have, the ability to inspire others through tuning in and making those changes within myself and using nature as an anchor to guide me. Mm-hmm. And really, the inspiration comes through nature. I then absorb it, implement it, drink it, taste it, share it. Like that, for example, carrot, apple, orange, ginger, and lemon. Yeah, I'm able to do that. That's my purpose, to share from the sun, from the earth, from the soil, and inspire others to want to do the same.
Do you think a lot of men, because obviously this is Man Talk, Real Talk, okay? And the reason why we started this podcast is to give other men different perspectives, varying things. Say they could be like yourself, a young entrepreneur that's got his own business, got his own brand, and has learned how to connect with life, with the things that we tend to miss. Then we have sports people come on, you know, that are in a completely different world. So we've got men from all different walks of life coming on, but yet still men are men. It's as if this world has kind of got an image of a man and it's got to be like this. I might be speaking out of line here, but certain images that are portrayed of men are, you know, you've got to be like a Superman. You know, social media portrays men as, you know, these big guys with muscles and so on, you know, and it's all about the look. But what about delving deeper into the man and understanding how the man operates? Because it's not always about how we look, it's about how we feel inside.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And, you know, even today I saw like 10 richest men, you know, and it showed their worth. And, you know, that was enough for them to get, you know, status. And I'm sure many people will be like, wow, that's incredible. That's inspiring. They must be, you know, living their best life. But I was like, well, wouldn't it be cool if there was like top 10 healthy, wealthy men, you know? You know, like working, for example, I worked with Dr. Reese. He's like 76. He's inspired so many people to eat healthier and to make, you know, healthier changes. You got like Dr. Sebi, you know, rest in peace.
Yes.
And many, many others, you know, and they're all doing amazing works. And they do get, you know, they're represented well and people appreciate them for who they are and what they've done. But there's also many that people don't know about as well. And how about a list of these people that are inspiring and changing people's lives?
Healthy, wealthy men.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Yeah.
We're going to make a note of that. Healthy. Wealthy. We're going to start pushing that on Man Talk, Real Talk. So healthy, wealthy men. Let's talk about health. What's important for men now to understand about the nutritional elements of for their well-being? Everyone talks about the mental side, but what about the nutritional side of it? How does that work?
What do you find is important for you at the moment when it comes to health and what?
When it comes to health, I'm all about natural. I took some codeine in my 20s. It sounds like a major drug, but I took paracetamol with codeine in it. And I had a really bad reaction to it. Really bad, to the point whereby I had to call an ambulance out. My wife was with me at the time.
Oh, wow.
They had to inject me with something to reverse the effects of it.
Oh.
Right. So ever since then, I've not taken any form of medication in that way. Everything I've done, I've sourced and looked for the natural way of remedying myself, of curing myself. So that's me. I've cut sugar out of my diet for other reasons. Okay, health reasons as well. I feel great. But what would you recommend for men that's important for them to understand in regards to their nutrition?
So yeah, just to touch a bit on what you were saying, sometimes we need that wake-up call. We need that reminder that, you know, it's not just about taking pharmaceuticals. There's other methods of healing as well. And I think for men in general, we have to, like you said, eat more naturally, focus on whole foods, focus on not having processed foods, not having, you know, white carbohydrates. So white sugar, like you said, white rice, white flour, you know, all of these things have a huge impact on our health and huge implications when we overconsume them.
In what way?
So sugar is shown to affect the brain the same as cocaine.
So you're talking about
this is refined sugar.
Thank you.
So this is white sugar,
right?
Not to be mistaken by fruit sugars or, you know, natural sugars that we get in different carbohydrates like sweet potato and potatoes and stuff like that. This is specifically refined sugar that has had its nutrients stripped away and refined so that it's just sucrose, basically. And when we consume that, it actually takes minerals out of our body in order for it to be processed.
Right. So we're talking about white sugar now.
White sugar, yeah.
Okay.
White rice, again, it's got no fiber. So when you consume it, it just blocks up inside. It can block up your intestines and it just puts stress on your body. Your body's then got to put in a lot of work in order to process and digest it and pass it. Same with white flour. Again, with white flour, an interesting fact is it's got no minerals in it, to the point where they made a law that they have to add minerals into white flour.
The white flour.
This is why you see white flour fortified with niacin, iron, vitamin D. So they're actually adding minerals into it because there's no minerals.
Wow.
In it.
So I didn't even realize that.
And also, it's used for wallpaper glue. It's glutinous. That's why it's called glutinous. It has a glue.
I remember that at school. We used to mix it up.
Yeah.
Flour at school and make glue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine what that's doing, you know, inside in your intestines. You know, we've got celi in our intestines, and it basically just smothers them and it stops you absorbing as many minerals. There are alternatives. I mean, you can get natural grains of wheat like spelt or kamut, which is an ancient Egyptian grain. You can also have sourdough, you know.
Oh, I love sourdough.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot easier to digest. It's pre-digested and the gluten is broken down. So, you know, and also just the amount that you eat it should be moderate, very moderate. Some diets, if you look at paleo, for example, they're like no grains, you know, some raw vegan diets as well. So you'll have different schools of thought that you're going to find. That's another big thing that I feel like people need to be aware of. I think ultimately there's no one size fits all, and people need to tune into their body. You know, processes of elimination, eliminating something from your diet. For example, if you eliminated sugar for 2 weeks, you're going to see how your body responds after 2 weeks of not having it, but also when you have it after those 2 weeks, how your body responds. And there's no doubt you're going to feel the difference. Everything after that is choice. You know, it's good to, create a standard that you want to have for your health, but also don't over restrict yourself where you're now stressing about getting food and what you're going to eat and become over obsessed. And often people can go down that route quite easily. So, with everything, there's a balance. And I think also there's a focus on making sure that you're eating to what your body is telling you, but also what you require based on your lifestyle. If you're a scaffolder, for example, you're going to need to eat a lot. You need to eat some good carbs. You need to eat good amount of protein, and get those essential fats in. If your job, if you're a bit more idle, you're doing IT, for example, you may not need to eat as much. But if you cycle to work, you need to then consider that into your diet. There is optimum health. There is an optimum way of eating for your body type.
Right.
And there's no one size fits all. And there's so much misinformation out there as well. And it's very easy to get sucked in. So, make sure you've just kind of got a broad sense of, what to eat and what not to eat.
It sounds like we need to come to you. Because, like I said to everyone that this guy is an encyclopedia on foods, on nutrition in general. Let's talk about the type of work that you're doing. So, for example, a builder or something like that, you have to eat quite a lot of carbohydrates,
Yes,
because what they naturally burn it off.
They're a lot more physical. They're using a lot more calories.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Let's go through like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacking and stuff like that. And we're going to talk about
juicing, introducing it.
Yeah.
If you've eaten late the day before, you've had a lot to eat the day before, you can cut breakfast out and just go straight to lunchtime. You're going to get testosterone gains. Your body's going to think, I need to go and gather food. It gives you a little boost, and you're going to get mental clarity, and you'll find your work ethic will increase.
Do you know, it's interesting you say that, because I've done fasting before. I fast as well. And I find that my mind is so much clearer. And the food, the energy that would be, my body would use to consume the food, I'm energized now and I'm able to think with more clarity.
Definitely. Yeah. So to hit the point of what you're saying, I think for breakfast in the morning, personally, I like a light breakfast. It will be fruits. It will be some egg, maybe boiled or scrambled, not overdoing it. Like, just keep it simple, keep it light. And then for lunch, with my lifestyle, to be honest, where I run a juice company, lunch is always our busiest period. I may not have lunch.
Is that by choice?
It's the nature of my business, I guess. My lunch would start from like 3 p.m. But I guess your typical lunch, for your average person, I would recommend having like sweet potato, some protein. So you can have, fish, chicken, have some natural fats. So you can introduce some avocado, make sure you got some salad on there as well. And then for your dinner, one of my favorite dinners has got to be like a stewed chicken, some yam, some plantain, like grounded together, avocados, salad, and that seems to hold me for the next day. Also, when you're preparing the food as well, steam it, roast it. Don't want to fry everything.
What's up with the fried food, and what's so bad about fried food? And some people fry it in like olive oil or something like that. What would you recommend?
So the main thing when it comes to frying food is the oil's molecular structure changes.
Oh, okay.
And it can become toxic. You can go from like a healthy oil to like its structures change so much that it's actually causing your body problems. Personally, I avoid fried foods. You know, even if I'm cooking, for example, instead of frying the spices or sauteing the onions in oil, I will do the same process, but with a layer of water and oil, because the water, the maximum temperature is 100 degrees.
Yeah.
The oil is not going to overheat and start to steam, but you're still going to get the flavors in the oil and in the water.
Wow, we're really getting into the science of cooking. And I know this man, his cooking is unbelievable. I've seen him in the kitchen. It's like he throws things together, he adds things. You think, oh, look at that, what is that in there? When you taste it, oh my gosh. You sell that at the juice bar as well, don't
We
you?
stopped doing food now.
You stopped doing it?
Yeah,
Okay.
we did it for a long time, but I stopped doing it just because I had to actually remind myself that there's a lot of work that goes into making juice.
Right.
And if I focus on food, it's taking away from that. So I just want to focus on the juicing.
Okay.
But yeah, chefing is in my blood. My mum and dad, they met when they were chefing.
Right.
And when I cook, I feel alive. I feel liked. I enjoy the process.
Yeah.
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 Food preparation is very important. And that will also affect the way your body absorbs the food.
We could talk about so much here, you know. Tell us a bit about your journey. What was the reason why you started Get Juiced?
Okay. Basically, while I was traveling, which I mentioned before, I did some rock climbing.
Yeah.
I got really into it. I was climbing with people who may have had a drink the day before, you know, eating different stuff. And I saw how that affect their climb and also affect how responsible they were for the person holding your life in their hands.
Whoa, that's serious.
Yeah. And somebody almost dropped me on my back.
Really?
Yeah. And I could smell alcohol in their breath.
Oh.
You know, so they didn't have that clarity. And so, you know, waking up in the morning in Thailand with a hangover, I was like, I don't need this. What am I doing?
and they're going rock climbing.
Yeah, they're going rock climbing. I said, no.
That's not good.
Yeah, I needed to just be present. So yeah, I stopped. And then I started eating cleaner. I saw my climbing improving. I could climb for longer. My endurance was getting better. Then I started learning about food and I realized how much food impact our health. I could see how people that I cared about around me, family members having diabetes, having polymyalgia, having arthritis, and different health implications and how much that affected them. You know, waking up in the morning in pain. Like we've got enough going on in our lives. We've got enough, you know, stimuli, as we were talking about before.
Yeah.
We don't want to be waking up in pain.
Yeah.
And a lot of that came down to the fact that we're not educated about food. And I decided I would then read books and teach myself about food and nutrition and how that impacts our body. When I started doing that, there was a day where I was just in my room and I was just laying in bed. All of light just came into me and it was like a real, you know, powerful sensation, overwhelming. I basically was in tears and after that moment, it came to me what I needed to do.
So you had, it was like a ball of light.
Yeah. And I was having all these visions of like how people are being impacted by food, but they don't know.
Oh, right.
Because of companies like Nestle, for example, who make Milo and they make like all these sugary treats and, you know, even like baby milk, and people are using it, but they don't realize that it's not. People thought nourishment was healthy. You know, my dad used to be like, yeah, have some nourishment.
I used to drink it.
Yeah, have some super malt. Have some peanut punch, like all these products that are actually used to not only just make money, but to keep people unhealthy. With all that emotion and all that thoughts, I then decided I'm going to personally open a business It wasn't even a business at the time, to be honest. It was a purpose. And I thought, I need to serve juice. Literally. I watched a documentary called Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead. In that documentary, there's a guy who goes around healing people with different ailments. Diabetes, obesity, heart problems, people suffering from strokes. Heals them all with juicing. Amazing documentary, very inspiring. And it gave me an avenue to go down where I could bring forward lessons that I've learned through my experience and share that with others. And yeah, that's basically the root of how I started.
It sounds like you had a lot of enlightening moments, and it's a mission. It's an opportunity to create transformation from within and allow people to really experience life and see the beauty of life that is actually in existence, and that they can see, like you spoke about earlier, going into a different space where you're more in tune with yourself. So is that the same thing that's happening with the juice then? Is the juice actually, you said this man's going around healing people with natural juices.
Yeah.
And what's happening inside those people as a result of the juice?
So yeah, you've got...
What about that? So sorry to interject there, but diabetes is a big thing right now, especially within our community. Okay. It's a major thing for a lot of men as well. So maybe expound on how the juicing can help with that as well.
Just to touch on, there's a few people. There's Dr. Aris Lantham. There's Dr. Maxwell Gerson. There's Dr. Norman Walker. And there's many more that have used juicing to heal people as a method of healing. Through their works, through my experience, I can see that juicing can contribute to people's healing and wellness. And healing diabetes is obviously, it's a hot topic. Yeah. And it's a sensitive one. And honestly, if I go out there and I say, I believe I can heal diabetes, I'm the messenger. And people don't like the messenger always. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But in my humble opinion and my experience, I've seen it.
In your experience.
Yes.
Remember, it's in Leon's experience.
Yes.
Okay, we're not going to go against what the doctors are saying.
Yeah.
Well, there are other ways of...
There's other ways.
Of curing it.
Like we said from before, there's not one fits all.
Right.
There's different ways for everybody. A customer of mine who had diabetes, he came to me, said, Leon, how do you think I can heal? And I recommended some lifestyle changes, some dietary changes, and there was juicing. And within several months, he'd been tested again and he was actually healed. There's a picture of me and him together.
So what happened to him then? What did you recommend? Lifestyle changes. So let's talk through that sequence of events, because like you said, it's a hot topic at the moment.
Yes.
A lot of my family, in fact, we're both Morants, so everyone can work out you are family. Okay. So there's a lot of diabetes within the family. Talk us through the whole process of the things that you recommended that he changed, and what kind of juicing did you introduce to him?
I recommended doing light exercise, several times a week. Cutting out, sugar, wheat, dairy even. Using natural oils, not frying, not having foods high in cholesterol, and drinking juice. So he's having green juice.
Green juice. So what's in green juice?
So green juice would be like spinach, kale, celery, cucumber, ginger, lemon. And basically through that, he healed himself.
So how many times would he take the juice per day, or would he just drink pure juice?
So he used to get a litre and he would drink 4 cups of it.
Right.
From that 1 litre. I think he's having around 2 cups a day.
2 cups, okay.
Yeah, he'd come to me like on a regular basis, like literally 1 bottle to the next. It's amazing. And the thing is, I don't speak about it and I don't promote it And I also try not to recommend it to people anymore, sadly, because I think it was during lockdown, there was a lot of healers, natural healers, that just got taken out.
Right.
And also, I know that the work that I'm doing is healing people. I can always recommend somebody. Sometimes you just need to focus inwardly.
Yeah.
And for me to do that, it was about, creating a great product and serving that to people, knowing that work there is actually serving and healing people. I didn't want to get caught in the mix of not only like the politics behind it, but also, people may come with expectations, and maybe, with my recommendations, I couldn't fulfill that. But saying that, I have helped many people. And because of the people that I've helped, I've had amazing experiences. There's a woman who clearly says I helped her heal her cancer.
Wow.
Yeah, and she let me stay at hers in Uganda, and we went on safaris and, had a beautiful experience. It's not me that does the healing, by the way. The healing comes from the fruits and the vegetables. Yeah. And there's people that are aware of that, and they come to me and they get their juice because they know that it's going to help them. I'm sure there will be a time in my life where the focus will be, how can I inspire people to heal through my workshops and through my words, and not just through my juice.
Would you look into writing yourself a book, or writing a book, or
yeah, definitely.
How do you go about that?
Definitely. Well, now we've got AI. It's a great time to write a book, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're not going to do all AI. It's going to have you in there, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I think it's about writing your own book, but using AI as a tool to, make sure everything's structured and aligned and written in a good way. Like I said, I was told I had dyslexia. Academia is not my favorite tool. And I'll be honest, writing for hours. Yeah, I can see. It's a real...
it's a ball ache, really, isn't it?
Ball ache. It's a challenge. I'm willing to do it. I just haven't got to that point.
Right.
And I guess it will happen when I create more time outside of my current business, which requires a lot of time.
Okay.
You just got to kind of create the time for it, which I haven't done.
That's going to be the next chapter of Leon Morant, Mr. Get Juiced, a part of his life that we're going to really know more about, the real man that he is. Can we speak about the business side now? We mentioned earlier, you've got this idea to start your business, all right, through being out in the environments that you were in, out of London, by the way, weren't they? Most of them. Most businessmen...
No, I do it in London, but before, it started from outside of London.
Okay.
Like now I go to Wimbledon Spring, for example.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay. So most businessmen have a story. This didn't just happen overnight. Talk us through the process, the mindset that you developed to create... Oh, did you see that? That was inspiring, wasn't it? The juice getting to me, man. The juice, the energy, man, is flowing through me now. So talk us through the whole process, like what you had to do to create this business that you've got, the mindset that you developed, some of the challenges, because it's not a straight road, is it? It was never a straight road.
No, you're right. The first stage is knowing what you want to do. The second stage is creating a formula, a business plan, looking at what your costs are, how much you need to make, to cover your rents and all the rest of it, which is an amazing thing to do because you're basically creating a manifestation. It's amazing how once you've done that, how quickly you can bring that into reality as well. So it's a good first step in learning about your powers that you have. And then finding a space to sell your product, whether it's online and you're creating a kitchen in your garage, or whether you're going to have a shop, go to a market, shopping center, you know,
Yeah.
a house. There's so many different ways to create business.
So what did you do?
So basically what I did, I went to Tooting Market. I spoke to a few storeholders, said, oh, how's it? Do you reckon it's good? Then instantly we were recommended to speak to the market manager. Market manager then introduced me to a lady who basically had a wine bar, but had a space available in front of her shop where I could set up. So I was subletting from her. When I signed the agreement, I had my mum's old blender. I had a little cold press juicer. I bought a fridge and did like salad, cold press juices, and made some blends. And I got menu designed by my friend, and it was on chalkboards, really eye catching. And I was just there, just turning up.
Uh-huh.
When I think back on it now, it's like, okay, I really did just turn up and make it work and give people samples all the time. I create some flyers, let people know, put value on the flyers so that you're going to get 50 pence off. So now people are going to keep that flyer because it's holding value.
Mm-hmm.
And then got offered another space. I took that on. Then now I've got the center space in the market, which was the third offer. And just organically grew, with demand.
Mm.
I've got more customers. I need a bigger juicer. Oh, in order for me to get this cold press machine that I wanted, which is really high quality juice, I'd have to then use a normal juicer until I get to that point, because the original cold press couldn't keep up with the volume of the demand that I needed. But then also with juicing, cold press, once you scale it, the pricing, it goes from like 3 zeros to 4 zeros and up. Mm-hmm. And there's no in between. So then, you've got to like save, make it work, get to the next step. And it was just all stages. And it was all very organic, very natural. Yeah, now we've got a very consistent customer flow and a community around us that support us every week. People that have been coming for years. Mm-hmm. Many women that have come while pregnant, to the point now they're coming with their child and their child speaking to me.
Really?
Say hello, juice fan. And I'm like, hey, I served you from when you was in your mom's womb.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That really is getting juice, right?
Yeah. And even the other day, there's a woman that came and she said, oh yeah, my son, he really likes the green juices. A lot of kids, they don't really like greens. Well, saying that actually, depending on the age group, but if you're like 2 and 3, kids can drink the greens. Mm-hmm. Once they get to a certain age, they might not want it if they haven't been introduced to it. But yeah, this baby was just sipping the green juice. And I'd said the same thing.
Wow.
You've been drinking this since she was in your mom's womb. This baby was probably about a year old. Mm-hmm. It's a nice thing for me to be able to say. Yeah. Yeah. And it feels special to be the part of people's lives and their children's lives, and know that I'm offering them something. Mm-hmm. And that's what keeps me going.
And they're coming back.
They're coming back.
With their children. They're not going to give their children something that's going to harm them, are they? They're going to give them something.
That's true.
When you keep using that word, it's going to juice them up. Yeah.
There's a customer that came while she was pregnant and she's there with her daughter the other day. And I was saying, she looks very well. She looks very healthy, very, very present. Not running around and shouting and stuff, which is fine. That's what kids do. But this is something different. She said, yeah, I don't feed her sugar. I don't give her X, Y, and Z and da-da-da. Well, it makes sense. I haven't got any children, so I created this utopia in my head where I was like, yeah, if you don't give them sugar, they're not going to have like crying fits as much and causing riot all the time. When you go to like a party and the kids are having like the biscuits and cake and suddenly they're like
energy just all over the place.
And then the parents go, why are they running around like this? Why can't they just sit down? And it's like,
you fueled them?
Yeah.
What do you expect?
She said, no, to be honest with you, she still has her moments.
So you're not perfect then.
No.
Okay, we need to change the formula. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it is nature. But I guess when it comes to health and well-being, when you eat a clean, more balanced diet without refined foods and processed food, you're going to feel more stable in yourself. It doesn't mean you're not going to have days where you feel down, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But it does stabilize you. These little things, these little moments of light, that's what inspired me to keep my business going. And that's how I've got to where I am with my business. And there was a point where I had like another shop and I had a production kitchen and was supplying cafes and doing larger volumes. But then due to what other circumstances that arose in those times, we've kind of reduced that now and we're just doing like small scale wholesale from our production kitchen in Merton Abbey's. And we've got the main shop in Tooting Market. You know, some good systems in place. Things are a lot more efficient than they used to be. We can handle larger volumes in one day. So it's kind of getting the highest yield from the juice and the fruits as possible.
Wow, that's brilliant.
And I'm constantly thinking about the next step, you know, how we can improve. That also inspires me as well.
You've inspired me as well, because now I'm thinking we're going to do an episode with some of the people that we've had on and do just like a open mic, group of individuals sit down and just ask questions and just see what comes back.
Like a mastermind.
A mastermind.
Yeah, I like that.
A mastermind. I love that, yeah. It's our mastermind session. You know, I'd love you to be part of that as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd love to be part of it.
We need to do a part 2. It seems like the people that we have on are so interesting. They've got such a brilliant story. We can't fit it all into one episode. So I'd love to do another part with you.
It'd be a pleasure.
We can go into more of the sort of the mindset you had to go through. You know, everyone goes through the dark moments in business, and then we go into these beautiful light moments, you know, and it's that journey. Someone said success is not the destination that matters. It's what you learn along the way to the destination. That's what counts.
Definitely.
You know, so I'd love to go through some of that with you and your experiences as well. We're going to end on a little bit of fun. We call this the quick fire round. Just a few quick questions once I find them. Here we go. On that note though, I think this one's kind of irrelevant. Yeah. Coffee or tea?
Yeah, I like this question. Tea is like a slower releasing caffeine and it's going to level you out throughout the day. Me personally, if I drink tea, I think it's the tannins in it. It can make me feel a bit sickly.
Yeah.
Coffee is a great boost if you're lethargic, if you're doing, you know, a lot of hours and you might need that extra pickup. If you're driving and your eyes are starting to close because you've worked so many hours, which happens. Yeah. Or you maybe been up with a child. Coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go for the natural ones though, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
Organic.
Just make it clear. All right, cool. So, all right, sweet or savory?
I'm a sweet man.
You're a sweet man.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as you asked me that question, mangoes came into my head. Mango season right now.
Oh yes, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
There's not much that can compare with mangoes on the savory side. Like good mangoes. Yeah.
All right. Dogs or cats?
Dogs, more interactive.
Good answer. Okay, my cat won't be happy though.
No, I've got love for cats. But I'd want a dog, yeah.
Okay. Text or call? Or WhatsApp or call?
Because of my work, I'd say texting.
Texting, yeah?
Text a lot easier, yeah. Yeah, it's quick and easy. My WhatsApp today, at least 15 different people that I need to interact with. But if I had to call each one of those, 10 minutes, that's an hour and a half of my day. Is just, I love talking with people, but yeah, in terms of efficiency, text.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, last two then. Summer or winter?
I'm a summer baby. August. Yeah, so yeah,
You and me
best month. Yeah,
Yeah, but the best people are born in August, right?
definitely.
All right.
And we're all Leos.
So this is a good one now for you. Sunrise or sunset?
Oh,
Ugh.
you know what? Sunsets are beautiful, yeah?
Mhm.
I love a sunset. There's something about sunrise though that just makes you feel like you've achieved something.
Mm.
To see the sunrise, you're like, okay, I'm ahead. Ready to take on the day.
Uh-huh.
Let's see what the day will bring, and then you go forth. Sunset's like closure, end of the day. It's a different feeling.
Yeah.
For me to see sunrise, it's an achievement. I like that, so I'll go for sunrise.
Okay. Leon, it's been an absolute pleasure. I want to ask you one final thing, and I want you to look at the camera when you're saying this, because I know we've been side on, but this is the kind of look that we're just trying to create a feel, we're just working through this thing, okay? Mm-hmm. What are some words of inspiration you'd say to other men that are watching this right now? Something that's been impactful in your life, or a message that you want to give to some of the men out there listening?
One of the famous sayings is, God will never give you more than you can handle. So when you're going through hard times, you're going through pressures, and you're being tested, you need to remember that God only gives you what you can handle. So find a solution. Don't create more problems, and you will be guided in the right direction. And just have faith that everything that you want to achieve, everything that you need and require for your day and your life will be bestowed upon you. And keep gratitude close to you. Be grateful, even when it's challenging too. And remember, through hard lessons, there's blessings.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Through hard lessons, there's blessings. That's brilliant. That's phenomenal. I'm going to be writing. I'm going to be using that one from now. How can we find you? How do you promote your business?
So my business is based, as we said, in Tooting Market in South London. We're open from 9 till 5. Friday, we close at 6, and Saturday. So come down. Always happy to greet you, meet you, introduce yourselves, and hopefully we can make your experience with juicing special. And you can find my handle on Instagram. It's Get Juiced Bar. We're open to taking requests on Instagram. If you're interested in doing a juice cleanse, or you have an inquiry about the juices, we're there.
And if you really, really do want to elevate your life, you want to go down to Get Juiced, partake of what he has and listen to the wisdom that comes out of his mouth. I can't wait for you to write the book. I can't wait to see you on different platforms speaking and educating men out there how they can live an impactful life. I'm looking forward to that. You've been listening to an inspirational young man who is going places, Leon Morant. Thank you very much for coming on this podcast and being an inspiration to us all.
Thank you.
All right. We started this platform for men to engage, to come together and learn from each other. But the root of it and the basis of it is our organisation, the company that we run called Mastermind Academy. So visit Mastermind Academy, www.mastermindacademy.co.uk. Online courses, we do online training, we do coaching, we do mentoring, we do speaking. We do bespoke training for individuals that want it as well. The website on there to find out a bit more about us, and we can have a one-on-one conversation just to find out and gauge where you are and show you what we can offer you as well. And if you want to go on Instagram or at Mastermind Academy UK Limited, Mastermind Academy UK LinkedIn as well. So thank you for listening to this podcast. This has been amazing, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.
Yes, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.